All right, folks. How are ya? We're back.
Yeah, it's Jess.
And it's Nick. And this is Jess and Nick in the morning. Great to be back for another week. This is really probably the highlight of my week, shooting these videos. They're so much fun. We hope you're still enjoying them. We'll continue to put them out even if you aren't, just for our own benefit, just because we enjoy them so much. So keeping with the tradition that we started not very long ago, we're going to start with a music video from our friends over at Sprout. And again, Sprout is an organization in New York that, in addition to doing some summer camps and stuff like that, has this film program that stars folks with intellectual and developmental disabilities. And this is a music video by a group called Station 17. They are an improv group out of Hamburg, Germany. So this is in German, but you will be able to understand because there's subtitles. So without further ado, I give you Station 17.
Rasen von überall her, kommen Wolken geflogen. Ich bin im Alter, ich war lang nicht mehr oben. Und jede Farbe wirkt irgendwie gleich. Hab mich gemalt, Kreide Blei. Wenn die Schwerkraft geht, Richtung Boden drückt, will ich nach Kairo, bis nach Kairo. Wenn ich jetzt wandern, hab meine Schuhe noch an. Ich will nach Kairo, bis nach Kairo. Im Keller mein Freund, wurde seit Jahren nicht geputzt. Da sind so viele Dinge, die ich stattdessen machen muss. Ich wollte auch eigentlich alles, was ich will, auch mal probieren. Doch dann kam was dazwischen, zwischen die Türen. Wenn die Schwerkraft geht, Richtung Boden drückt, will ich nach Kairo, bis nach Kairo. Wenn ich jetzt wandern, hab meine Schuhe noch an. Ich will nach Kairo, bis nach Kairo. Ich könnte wieder mal verreisen, alte Freunde wiedersehen, mich selber überdenken oder wenigstens verstehen. Könnte große Pläne schmieden, denn das will ich schon seit Jahren. Doch ich kann mich nicht bieten oder einfach so wegfahren. Bis nach Kairo, ich will nach Kairo, bis nach Kairo. Wenn die Schwerkraft geht, Richtung Boden drückt, will ich nach Kairo, bis nach Kairo. Wenn ich jetzt wandern, hab meine Schuhe noch an. Ich will nach Kairo, bis nach Kairo. Wenn die Schwerkraft geht, Richtung Boden drückt, will ich nach Kairo, bis nach Kairo. Wenn ich jetzt wandern, hab meine Schuhe noch an. Ich will nach Kairo, bis nach Kairo.
Gut. Jetzt guckt er zu dir. Schön. Ja, sucht das schön, ne? Ja, ruhig, du. Mensch.
All right. I want to go to Cairo.
I know, I do too. That song really hit me hard. You know, when she said, I want to go on vacation.
The old, I think it's 80s, Nina's 99 Red Balloons. You know, it's kind of got that.
Yeah.
That kind of beat. So, all right. So what's going on?
Well, today is June 2nd. We're already in June. Can't even believe it. I don't know, craziness. And but to celebrate today being June 2nd, today is National Leave the Office Early Day, which I Yeah.
Yeah.
We left real early, like
Yeah.
March. So.
We left so early, we didn't even go in. Yeah.
I know.
We were just, earlier we were saying that this is probably the biggest celebration of this day in human history. Because I think everyone essentially left the office early, or most people.
I wonder if we were in like the office, if people actually celebrate this day.
I think people advocate for the celebration of this day are probably turned down, but.
Hey, it's Friday.
Yeah, well, yeah. It's also, I love this, it's Rotisserie Chicken Day. And you were telling me that your husband is not really into rotisserie chickens, but my wife and I have come up with this rotisserie chicken salad that I'm just going to throw at y'all real quick, this recipe, because it's so easy and so cheap and so delicious that we have it quite a bit. So you go to Kroger, or you go to Publix or Walmart or wherever you shop, Costco, get a rotisserie chicken, you shred it. You throw some mayo in there, you throw some walnuts in there, you throw some cranberries in there, and some chopped celery. And it will feed you chicken salad for days. And it won't cost you more than like $10.
Is it like craisins, or like what kind of cranberries do you put in?
Yeah, we get basically, I mean, because I'm a cheapskate, get knockoff craisins, but yeah.
Well, you know what I mean, dried cranberries.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's just quick and easy, and it's fantastic. We love it. And it's kind of like this delicacy that isn't really a delicacy because it's more affordable than most other foods. So anyway, that is my rotisserie chicken day recipe for everyone who's watching.
I'm gonna try it.
Yes.
I'm gonna buy the chicken even if Zach doesn't like it, and just be like, here.
No, you should. I mean, sometimes my wife Alexis is kind of a picky eater, and some days I will make something that she likes and say that is just for you, just so that I can have those things that I like that I know she won't. She won't touch tuna fish with a 10-foot pole.
I won't either. I'm with her. No. Zach does too. Zach eats it, and I will like make a grilled cheese or something.
Oh, I could eat it every single day. Yeah, no. So
no.
So we sometimes we have our separate meals, and of course you know that I like to kind of experiment with stuff, and I have really a non-discerning taste. Palate. It's I'll eat most anything. My wife, if she suspects any sketchiness or any sort of bending of the culinary rules, she's like, nope, not touching it. So it's always made dinner at our house kind of interesting. So I want to get right into our interview today because we have some at least one special guest who's on. So let's have a chat with Yvonne. They're both there.
Hi.
I did not know y'all were together.
Figured. I said, ooh, 10 a.m. That would be early for Casey. You got it?
Just gotta unmute her.
Hi.
Hey guys.
Hi.
Good morning.
You guys are together.
We're together. We're
Together in Georgia or California?
I'm in Atlanta right now.
Oh, wow. So you're like a block away?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. We'll address this later, but wanted to give a little bit of background for our three regular viewers. So Yvonne is on High Hope's board and has been so ever since I came to High Hope. And Casey is her daughter, who a few years ago started volunteering at High Hope. So we've got this awesome sort of family connection that has generated some really awesome things. So I wanted to start by asking Yvonne if you could just tell us a little bit about how you came to High Hope, because you didn't come straight to the board.
No, I did not. So about 10 years ago, Mark and I moved from Ohio to Georgia. And when I first got here, I did a brief stint as a loan executive for the United Way. And the territory that I had was in Gwinnett County. Mm-hmm. And during that time, I met Nick Messina, who was actually on the board from the chamber at that time. and I told him that I was, looking to do something. My background had been in nonprofits and foundations and different things like that. And he said that High Hope was looking for their first director of development. So he connected me with Susan, and Susan and I just immediately connected and just, talked about what the position would be and what we would do. And I loved it because it was a clean slate. I was able to kind of go in and set things up the way that I thought would be neat for a development department and things. So I worked there as director of development for probably almost 2 years, I think. And then NCR Foundation decided to get their corporate foundation reactivated, and they reached out to me. And it was a really tough decision, but I really wanted to go back to the foundation side of things. Right. And again, the opportunity at NCR was cool because they were reinventing the foundation. So again, I love to go in and kind of set things up. That's like, not and everything. But I was really excited, probably about a year and a half after I was at NCR when Susan reached back out to ask if I wanted to join the board.
Yeah.
I always tell people that I left a piece of my heart at High Hope. And it was nice to be able to come back and reconnect with everybody and all of that. So and here I am.
We were right before we started recording, we're talking about how something that stands out from my knowledge of your time as our director of development was that you threw the first sort of non-gala, the stay-at-home gala, and I was like, you must have been anticipating what's going on right now, because we are talking about doing exactly this type of thing right now, which I just think is incredible. So kudos to you for giving us some ideas.
It was fun. It was really, really fun. I mean, I did that for 2 reasons. I'm going to be really honest. First of all, we didn't have enough time at that point when I came in to do a big in-person gala. And so I said, hey, we can just do a stay-at-home gala. Then you don't have to, all the money that people spend in their putting together their outfit, getting a babysitter, whatnot, instead of doing all that, they could just donate it directly to High Hope where it would make the most impact. You don't really have to pay all the vendors and things.
Sure, yeah.
And then the other reason, and you've heard me say this, Nick, is because I am not a fan of fundraising galas. I feel that it's much, much more important to connect with donors about what you're really doing at High Hope and letting them get involved that way rather than a fun party is a fun party, but I just, so I hope we do that. I think that would be great.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, I'm in.
This is perfect. So Casey, tell us about the first time you volunteered at High Hope. What were you expecting?
Honestly, I didn't know. That first time I was a tiny bit nervous. I mean, I've taught improv workshops all over the country, and obviously not ever really knowing who I'm gonna be working with, strangers. But I just had never really taught a workshop like this. I was kind of making it up as I go as far as the curriculum, I guess. And I was pleasantly surprised at how easy it was to make those connections and kind of get the participation right away. It was just, and then after that, it was just like, can I come back every day? And I'll just, fly in from California, once a week so I can do this.
That would be amazing. Honestly, the days that you come and do improv just like makes my day, because the creativity and how much fun and the laughs, like the craziness that like the airport scenes that you have them do. It's so fun.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's that foundation of yes, right? Yes, and hearing someone say something and accepting it and adding to it, and it's a great philosophy for life for anybody, not just
I like that.
in a workshop.
Really.
And then once you have that power, then, and you realize that no matter what you say, it's going to be right and people are going to support it. It's just really, really powerful.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
Do you have a standout moment, a favorite moment?
I think that's really hard because all of it, but I think the shows, like after the workshop and they like make the name, the team name, and then to do the show in the other space with some supportive audience members,
Mhm.
I think that's my favorite because they just look like rock stars.
Yeah.
Everybody's a star.
Yeah.
Even the
yeah.
people yelling the suggestions. It's just
Yeah.
so, yeah, I just love that energy. Yeah.
Right.
So probably the shows, yeah.
Right. Yeah. No, I like them too. I've been to a couple and enjoyed them thoroughly. Yeah.
That is so fun. Well, and Nick had mentioned it that
You never know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
no, never, but it always flows, always. And I'm like, how? It does. It's so good. So Nick had mentioned that y'all are pretty much neighbors. Have you guys run into each other in Chambly?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. One time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I miss Chambly. I miss the place.
I saw you walking down the street once, and one time Mark ran past Alexis and I.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're doing a lot of that. We call them our mental health breaks because working at home,
Yeah.
it's hard to make that distinction between being at home and being at work, to be very honest.
Right.
And Mark and I have both been working from home since our last day in the office was March 13th, actually. So it's been a while. So we are out and about in the neighborhood a lot, just from a mental health standpoint. That helps a lot.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. So you mentioned, those mental health breaks. What else are y'all doing to stay, emotionally and physically healthy?
Zoom yoga.
Yeah.
Really?
This is so funny because Jessica
know.
was just saying that she needed to start doing yoga, and she was like, this morning I'm going to do it. I'm going to get up, and then like the news hit her, and she's like, I can't do yoga.
Oh no,
you so talk her into it.
I'm going to send you some links to a couple of opportunities.
Yes.
A friend of my other daughters is teaching some Zoom yoga classes. She's in Charleston, but she sends you a link and you just pay her through Venmo.
Yeah.
And then here in Chambly, Breathe Yoga Studio, she's got a couple of options. She has an on-demand option. So for a monthly fee, you can log in with a password in Vimeo, I think it is, and just pick whatever it is that you're in the mood for. So even if you have like 15 minutes, you can do a 15-minute relaxation, or you can do an hour, hour and a half. And it makes a difference. You should do it, Jessica. Yeah.
That's a sign. And I was mad this morning. I know. I've got to.
We are going to follow up on this.
Yes.
This is your challenge.
I'm going to send you some links. I promise.
Please. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, the Zoom workouts. I've been running a lot with Dad. And then I still do my Zoom therapy with my therapist in LA on Fridays.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Since I got here too, which I think sometimes it feels like, I'm gonna talk to my therapist through a screen and I have other things I could do. And then I'm always so glad that I still showed up for the hour, just to talk to someone and keep that going.
Right.
And when I'm, not there and can't go into the office.
So
yeah.
We both
Mason,
have
how long have you been?
That's what I was wondering. So
you guys, so long. Like the end of March.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
How was it traveling here?
So my best friend and TV writing partner is also from Atlanta, Marietta area.
Oh, okay.
So her and her fiance were driving out here kind of just to quarantine at her mom's empty house instead of in a small apartment in Hollywood. Right. So I jumped on that and drove with them to Arizona, to Phoenix. And then I flew from Phoenix direct the rest of the way. Okay. And there was no one on the plane and,
right. Yeah.
It was so much quicker. And then they drove the rest of the way. But yeah, I flew in and then Mom and Dad picked me up from the airport instead of me taking the train,
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, because it was like right when everything was like, this is gonna be bad. So yeah. And then, you know, I stay at Jordan and Cam's some of the week, and Rachel and I have been working really hard on all these fellowship TV application stuff. So I go.
Yeah, I
out to
wanted to
Marietta.
ask you about because I don't know if folks know this, but I mean, you're a celebrity. In my mind, you're a celebrity. I mean, you're a comedian, you're a star. You know, I've been to your shows at Village Theater. In fact, I don't know that many of the people that watch this know this, but after going to that show, I finally worked up the courage last year to start taking classes there. And so I'm taking improv classes that have actually been delayed. So I'm waiting for them to restart. But so the yes and thing I know very well now.
Yes.
But so I wanted to know, you know, what you're working on, because you're in the show. You're in the business.
I do some Zoom stand-up shows every so often, which is so bizarre. I always have like a laugh track on my phone. So like after a punchline, I can hit it, because it just feels crazy to just say stand up into a camera and have no reaction.
Yeah.
But mostly I've just been focusing on writing right now, because none of my comedy clubs are open. You know, I also work at the Groundlings Theater in LA, and they're closed. So I'm focusing on script writing. A lot of TV pilots, and then today I'm finishing up a spec script for an existing show that's on the air. So I'm writing a spec for the show High Maintenance.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah, so just writing a lot, rewriting my play. Oh yeah, so I wrote a play about violence against women called Lucky Liar Loser. It's like multimedia piece, and it'll be in the Hollywood Fringe Festival, which was supposed to be this summer, which is not happening this summer, but I think it's going to happen. It's rescheduled for October. It's a huge piece. I mean,
well, you did it. Talk about how you did it at St. Mary's College.
Yeah, I did it for an artist in residency. I premiered it at Notre Dame St. Mary's College, and that was really fun. I got to direct it. I lived on campus for 6 weeks. Yeah, and directed that, and that was really just so amazing. So I'm excited to remount it again on the West Coast. Hopefully, you know, sooner than later.
And so if people want to, because I think, you know, I get up, I read the news, and 20 minutes later I'm crying. So I think humor is really important right now. So if people want to sort of connect with your body of humor, you have a website. Where do people go? I was on there earlier reading some of your writings. They're hilarious. I read the one about your grandma's books from your grandma's basement, which was awesome.
I learned a lot. I learned everything I need to know from her book collection.
So where should people go if they want to follow you?
So I really just use Instagram. My Instagram handle is at Casey's Bits, CASEYSBITS, like comedy bits. And then my website, CaseyNavarro.com. I try to keep that updated with my upcoming shows, whether they're Zoom or not. And all of my writing and all of my web series, and all of that.
Fantastic. Well, everyone get on there and get a dose of humor so that your days go better and we can keep some positivity in this world.
Because that's so important right now. That is so important.
Absolutely.
I love it. Well, thank you guys so much. It was so fun to have, you know, a board member and a volunteer / daughter on with us. It was so fun.
Yeah, we appreciate it.
Thanks for having us.
Great talking to you. Stay safe, and if I see you in the neighborhood, you know, remote high five.
Elbow high five, or wave.
And safe travels back to LA whenever you go back.
Whenever that's possible.
Thank you. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, guys. See you later.
Bye.
Wow, so fun to see them.
Well, it's funny when you mentioned the celebrity. I don't know if she knows this, but I fangirl. I'm like, it's Casey. Like,
No, it's serious because when you see a person that's honed their craft and they're up on stage and they're killing it, like when I went to the Village Theater and saw her, and that's where I take my improv classes. It's a little bit like, whoa, holy cow, like this is amazing. How do they have the guts to do that and do it well? And when you reach a certain level, I mean, it really is a honed art, and they do it so flawlessly. And some of the ideas that come into their heads, you're like, where did you get that from? I want to be that funny.
I know, and she never looks like deer in the headlights, never like, no, it just like flows. I'm like, oh,
yeah. No,
that's so
incredibly
cool.
confident. Yeah, no, she's fantastic. And of course, Yvonne is the person that steered her to us, and Yvonne has been such a fantastic supporter. She's a great presence on High Hope's board. Really keeps us, I think, grounded and connected to the individuals we serve. She's so passionate. So we're absolutely blessed to have her as a part of our family. Love those guys. So
I know,
fantastic.
so nice.
So
love it. All right, well, looks like we're at the end of the show, so I'm going to remind you guys to follow us on social media on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Our handle is @HighHopeCenter. Also, remember to share this video so that people, we can raise our 3 viewers to 4 or something. I don't know.
And of course, if you're willing and able to make a donation, you can visit highhopecenter.org/donate. And if you can't make a monetary donation, we are always accepting cleaning supplies and protective gear, and we can set up a time to either pick that up from you or have a drop off at our center. It's been absolute pleasure today, and I'm looking forward to next week. We don't know who we're going to interview yet, but if you want to be our next interviewee, just shoot us an email and we'd be happy to get you signed up.
I actually know who's going to be on, but we're still setting up a time.
Okay.
I haven't told you yet.
A secret interviewee. Jessica's ahead of me.
I know, exactly. Always.
All right, guys. It's been a blast. See you later.
Bye.